Hi, this is Kevin with Naples Lawn Service, and today we're going to talk about mulching deck versus side discharge deck and what might be better for you and the pros and cons of each. Hi, this is Kevin with Naples Lawn Service, and we're going to go over these two different types of decks here today. We have a mulching deck, okay, and then we have a side discharge chute deck. So I'm going to go over the pros and cons of both of those. This is my 60-inch deck and 60-inch mower. It's on a 915E. This is what I mow with. My backup mower, actually. It's one of my mowers. And then this one I got on loaner because I got another mower down. I got this on loaner from Everglades Equipment Group here in Naples. But the good thing about financing with Everglades Equipment Group, or John Deere, I mean, is they give you a loaner. If one of yours breaks down, they just give you a loaner to get you through. So there's not quite a rush on getting yours fixed. So that's just a little extra tip there. That's why I like John Deere financing. But anyway, I had this on loaner. It's the same exact size as my regular one over here. And I want to talk about that mulching deck. A lot of people don't know the difference. A mulching deck comes like this. This is all sealed up right here, and it's a special design under the deck that have baffles in there that are curved a certain way, and basically sucks up the grass and mulches it all up, and nothing shoots out your side. No grass, no rocks, no sticks, nothing. It's also safer if somebody comes walking up and you already got this on there, so I think it's a little bit safer from somebody walking up and putting their foot in there. And it's nice as long as you don't have really tall grass. If you got really super tall grass, it's gonna bog down just a little bit. Not where it's gonna shut off, but it is gonna go a little slower. Whereas if you got the side discharge chute, it's just gonna shoot right on out there and you're gonna just plow right through it. So this grass is not overly tall. This is fine, but lots of times on our jobs we do grass that is 1 foot or 2 foot tall, and mulching deck's not going to work on that. You want to have a side discharge chute, so you got to see what you're going to be cutting, because I live out here in outer Naples, which is Golden Gate Estates, and all the lots are 1.25 acres minimum, sometimes 2.5, sometimes 5 acres, and sometimes people don't maintain them for a long time. So I go in there and do what I call one-time cuts, and they'll have it really tall, and I need some powerful mowers to get me through. And this 915 and all my other mowers will work great for that with side discharge chute. I did just get a 54-inch mulching kit. For my 54-inch, it ran about $250. So if you buy a deck with a side chute on it, you can turn that into a mulching deck. Like I said, I paid about $250 for my 54-inch mower, and it has the mulching deck on it. Here's my 54. I brought it over where I added the kit to it. So this was a side discharge from the factory, but I added the kit to it for the 250, like I told you. It doesn't have the rubber bumper over here. Like, there's a rubber bumper I'm going to show you in just a minute. If you add that kit on, you won't have that rubber bumper, but it really doesn't make too much difference. But if you order from the factory with the mulching kit deck, then you're going to get this little rubber bumper right here. And so this one came from the factory, already mulched, and then this one didn't. So your mulching deck is a little bit more money than your side discharge, but you just have to figure out what you're going to be using it for, if you need it. The side discharge, everything's going to shoot out the side, and so you're going to have grass clippings that you may need to go over it twice, or what we call mopping up, where we just push all of our grass clippings over to the property line and let them dissolve up there. But on the side discharge, you get one of these chutes, and you can see this is pretty tore up. Actually, it came out a little bit farther but these don't last very long. These are like $130, and they just don't last long. The sun tears them up, and then the more you bump them or scrape them on something, they just rip apart. So I mean, that's $130 every time you're going to replace one of these things. And the other thing is, when you're loading it on and off a trailer, you're going to have that sticking out. I mean, unless you want to pull this up when you load it up, but then again, this is still going to brush right here, depending on the width of your trailer. So your footprint on this, loading it on a trailer, is going to be wider versus putting your mulching deck on a trailer. It's going to be more narrow. So that's kind of a pro and a con of that. Now, another good thing about these mulching decks is you got a customer and they just put mulch around their trees, and maybe their trees are like 5 foot apart or 6 foot apart, and you got to go around these trees. With a side discharge, one of those trees is going to get some grass clippings on the mulch, and so it kind of creates a problem. But if you have a mulching deck, you can go right around all those trees where they just put down the mulch, and you're not going to shoot anything out. The other thing is, if they got a flower garden or whatever, they don't want grass clippings in there, this is going to leave some grass clippings depending on how you're going to drive it. Now, you can turn it around backwards and run it away from that, but if they got something else 10 foot away that you got to drive around too, you're going to blow grass clippings back there one way or the other. Mulching deck, you don't have to worry about that. Mulching deck, you're just going to go round and round. You can go left or you can go right, it doesn't matter. So if the yard's really busy with a lot of trees and flowers and plants and bushes and all this one, you don't have to worry about all that, because you can go come in and approach it with any side, either left or right, because you're all sealed up. Where you got to think about it a little bit if you got side discharge, you know, where you want your clippings to end up, because you don't want them to end up in the customer's flower beds or whatever and have them complain about that. So we got several mowers, but I'm not going to make them all mulching deck, because when I get these tall grass jobs, I have to have a side discharge so I can plow through there. So but I did really like the mulching deck. As soon as I put that kit on there, it really was nice. As long as your grass isn't too tall, it just mulches it right up and leaves it right there like there's nothing left. So I really like the mulching decks, but I'm not going to put them on all of my mowers, so I can still do some tall grass jobs. And another good thing about the mulching deck is you're not going to be shooting out rocks and sticks. Okay, it's all going to get, if you hear it in there, you just shut it off or whatever, get it out. But so you don't have to worry about shooting nothing through the customer's windows or doors, or if you're doing a parking lot job with your mower, commercial, you don't have to worry about hitting other cars. And you don't have to, if the neighbor comes out or the customer comes out, you don't have to worry about shooting stuff at them if they sneak up on you. So there's a lot of advantages to having the mulching deck. But the advantages to having the side discharge, you can go through a lot taller stuff. So now I'll just do a short demonstration on each of these mowers. Okay, so as you can see, it did a pretty good job mulching up, but it did leave a little thin line right down the middle there. So you would just go over this one more time if it left a line like that. Okay, so there you go on that one. That was cut height 3.5. Now I could have went up to 4, 4.5, and maybe not left any mulch. But that was a 3.5 cut. Now I'm going to show you with the side discharge. Now, as you can see, this did not leave any mulch or any clippings at all down there, and but it did leave grass clippings over here. Okay, so I don't have to go over this twice, but I am going to have to shoot that stuff out farther to clean that up. As you can see right over here, if you want to look, there's a lot of grass clippings all over the grass, and it did it one time when it left the clippings. And like I said, normally I would just keep pushing those clippings on a smaller yard. I just go over them a time or two more to get those all mulched up, and because it shoots them up to 10 foot, so they're definitely going flying. Now, another good point is that, as you can see, that wind's coming at me from that direction. So this stuff's blowing out and up and coming right back at me. Where on the other mower with the mulching deck, you don't get that. And we've had some drought lately, and I'm running around on sandy patches of grass that are really super dry from the hot sun and no rain. And the dust, this thing creates a dust storm, and you're just covered in dust. Where on the mulching deck, you don't have the dust storm. So that's just another point to consider. Okay, so just recap here, your mulching deck, it's a little bit more money, but it doesn't leave grass clippings. It might leave a little bit in your row. You might have to go over twice, but it does not shoot out rocks or sticks or anything like that. It's a little safer if somebody comes walking up here because it's closed up. It can't cut overgrown grass really good, so if you got a lot of tall grass, might not want to have a mulching deck on there. But if you're doing standard lots or lawns, then yeah, probably. Let's see here, it's a narrower width for loading on and off your trailer, and you don't have that chute you're going to have to replace every so often because the sun tears it up. I don't know about anybody else. Down here in South Florida, it gets super hot. Sometimes we have droughts, and between the heat and the sun beating on it, it's not good for it. Now we'll do a recap on this other one. This has a side discharge chute. You can fold it up, but eventually this is going to tear all up. It doesn't last very long, maybe a year, and you'll be replacing that for $125 or $30. It's less money if you buy it like this. It's probably $250, $300 less on the front end. This pushes out grass clippings, which you have to go mulch up or distribute or go over one more time. And let's see, definitely can cut overgrown grass. I mean, you watch some of my videos on my overgrown grass videos, man, I've done grass and weeds 4 feet tall. It plows right through them. It doesn't bog down, nothing. So for that, and I get paid a lot more money on a job like that. So it's definitely don't want to have all your mowers, all your eggs in one basket. But with this side discharge chute, I can cut some tall grass. It's not quite as safe because, of course, you got a hole right there, and it does take up a wider trailer width for loading. and you have to replace that chute, like I said, probably once a year, at least down here in South Florida. I don't know about where you're at, but they both have pros and cons. So there's a little bit of information, maybe help you out decide whether you want a mulching deck or not, or just a regular deck. This one just takes regular straight blades, or you could put mulching blades. You do put mulching blades on this one. This one is the have straight blades, or you could put mulching blades on this one too. I've tried all different things. This one, I have self-sharpening blades, and in my opinion, self-sharpening blades are the best blades you could ever buy. That's just my opinion, at least for what I cut. I got them on my 60 and 72, and they just do such a great job. They're more money, but they do a wonderful job. I don't know how self-sharpening would work on the mulching deck. I haven't tried it yet, but for this deck, that's definitely the blade to go with. So that's what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video. There you have it. That's our video for today. If you like it, hit the like button. If you want to subscribe, we're going to have a lot more videos coming out.